Now we're getting a B wave, okay? And this is interesting because what we're likely to see with a high degree of probability is this 1, 2, 3, okay? Remember, the last leg of these corrective patterns, right, 3-wave moves, are always impulsive. So what you're going to see with Bitcoin, perhaps this weekend, is a strong move to the upside, more likely than not, flirting with the 40K level, okay? And it's going to be impulsive, but contextually, it's not an impulsive move because it's based correctively. Does that make sense? So if you look at the entirety of the move, you have a 3-wave pattern, which is corrective, which if you study price action, will correct upon itself 100%, 100+%. So it's no use in making the trade and thinking you're safe. It's very risky, even though Bitcoin's likely to flirt with the 40K level. Now, hello everyone, my name's Dean. Let's talk crypto. This is where you subscribe for daily Bitcoin updates and technical analysis. We track the price of Bitcoin as a proxy for the cryptocurrency markets at large. Today is November 17th, 2023, and altcoins are preparing to make a bullish move for the weekend. We're going to look at why that is. We're going to look at what Bitcoin's been doing, why Bitcoin will also be going up, but correctively. We're going to look at all of that, including the US dollar currency index, Bitcoin dominance, as per usual. Guys, if you like what I'm sharing, if you find value, share and subscribe. And let's get on with it. Let's start with Bitcoin as we tend to do. So I've got this red channel in front of you on the Bitcoin 4-hourly chart. And this is used to depict a distribution channel, okay? A distribution channel, for those of you who are unfamiliar with that term, is what Wyckoff would call a channel that is in consolidation but preparing to break down, okay? So what we can expect with a high degree of probability is Bitcoin ping pong up and down this channel and eventually break down. And as I said in the previous few videos, my target for Bitcoin, once this distributes to the downside, is the $31,000 mark, okay? And let's do a quick recap on why that is. I don't want to share information without kind of substantiating it. So really quickly, for those of you who are unsubscribed, welcome. And here's why I'm thinking with a high degree of probability Bitcoin is preparing for a move down to 31,000. For me, this looks like a very simple 5-wave move, okay? Which you see wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wave 1 and 2 are about the same time. They take around the same time to form. Wave 2 comes between the 382 and the 618 Fibonacci retracement level of wave 1, typically between the 0.5 and the 618. We got that right there, check. Wave 3 is typically 1,618 to 2 Fibonacci extensions of wave 1, got that right there. Wave 4 is typically a complex corrective pattern, right? Got that right there. Wave 5 is typically 618 inverse Fibonacci retracement of wave 4, or wave 3 retracement of wave 4 to the 618, okay? And so everything fits. We have our $38,000 target hit. So I put out a video saying, is $38,000 it? And then I went into why it was highly probable, highly likely that indeed 38,000 was the top of this move. So what you're seeing now with a high degree of probability is a distribution. As you all know, anytime you get a retracement, you don't just dump down, you distribute, you consolidate. Same thing goes for a pump. Any big move, impulsive move, is preceded by consolidation. If it's an impulsive move to the upside, you're going to have what we call an accumulation. If it's an impulsive move to the downside, you're going to have what we call a distribution, okay? So that's the quick and dirty as to why my focus on Bitcoin's analysis for the next maybe, 2 weeks, because early December we should reach our target of 31K and then prepare to go back up. So the next couple weeks, what we're going to do with the Bitcoin analysis is focus in on this distributive channel and try and see, just very simply, when Bitcoin's at the top, how it's going to matriculate to the bottom. When Bitcoin's at the bottom of this channel, how it's going to matriculate to the top. That's the quick and dirty. Now, the important thing is not necessarily how this affects the price of Bitcoin, because if you're a careful trader, analyst, you're not going to be trading Bitcoin right now. Any analyst that recognizes what's happening in Bitcoin's price action will not be trading it, because you are in corrective price action. It's way too risky. You're not going to get a big move here and there. Yes, you can trade this channel up and down, but you're trading really risky, no man's land, corrective price action that doesn't really have a high level of it's hard to anticipate just how the corrective patterns are going to play out, right? Because inherent to the nature of corrective patterns is their unpredictability, right? They're mercurial. They just move however they move. We have certain rules and guidelines, but those don't help us be able to trade corrective price action, at least in Elliott wave theory or even in Wyckoff analysis, with a high degree of probability. So once you recognize corrective price action, the best thing to do is not to trade it for the sake of profit, but to trade it in anticipation of the larger move, meaning to build your position. So let's say you were a short trader, you would build your positions here. You would build for a move to the downside, because you're like, I know it's going down, so I'm just going to build, right? And like vice versa if this were an accumulation. But I'll do you one better. Because we have altcoins, and altcoins are positioned to rally impulsively, not correctively, that is where you want to focus your attention. So quick and dirty, what have we done thus far in Bitcoin? We've put in our initial break of structure, our 3-wave move. Okay, 1, 2, 3. That was the confirmation of this 5-wave move to the upside being broken and our distribution starting. Okay, now we're getting a B wave. Okay, and this is interesting because what we're likely to see with a high degree of probability is this 1, 2, 3. Okay, remember the last leg of these corrective patterns, right? 3-wave moves are always impulsive. So what you're going to see with Bitcoin, perhaps this weekend, is a strong move to the upside, more likely than not, flirting with the 40K level, okay? And it's going to be impulsive, but contextually, it's not an impulsive move because it's based correctively. Does that make sense? So if you look at the entirety of the move, you have a 3-wave pattern, which is corrective, which if you study price action, will correct upon itself 100%, 100+%. So it's no use in making the trade and thinking you're safe. It's very risky, even though Bitcoin's likely to flirt with the 40K level. Now, why is this important? It's important because we're moving from the bottom of our channel to the top of our channel. So that's going to create an impetus for the rest of the market to also move to the upside, albeit in a different way. So now what we're going to do with that information is look at the altcoins, and let's flip to our total 2 chart, which is our chart of altcoins in the aggregate. Okay, now this is important, and I did say this, okay, that be careful if you see hold up one sec, let me get my pen out. Okay, I did say it's a possibility. I remember saying it, and I said it on not only on last video, but the video before last. I always see double retests. Don't be surprised if we get a double retest of this ever so important, whoa, that was terrible, ever so important 500-day level of resistance that we're retesting now as support. Okay, let's zoom in to see what I'm really talking about. If you guys haven't watched, look at this. This is what I mean by the double retest. So for the past few days, we've been looking at this level and saying, hey, okay, well, what's likely is that the altcoins come back down and retest this 500-day resistance as support before moving to the upside. Once we actually did that and started moving to the upside, I said, be very careful. A lot of times in these cases, in my experience, I've seen double retests, so compounded retests. So don't be surprised if you do see that. And that's exactly what we got. Okay? Boom, boom, boom. Now, right, there's also triple retests and stuff like that. But because you can get WXYXZ triple threes and all that kind of stuff. Are we going to get that? I don't know. But it's likely, with a high degree of probability, that this is it and we start to move impulsively to the upside. What's the target? As I've been saying, the target for this chart is quite simply the $1 trillion mark, okay? And that is not only the next important resistance because it's the phi ratio of this previous drop, it's also the technical target of this this symmetrical triangle broken, superimposed from the site of breakout, right? The height of this triangle superimposed from the site of breakout gives you the $1 trillion mark. A lot of confluence on that $1 trillion mark. Expect altcoins to target that. Are we going to hit that over the weekend? More likely than not, I think so. Just given the timing of things, the moon cycles, all that stuff, okay? So that's the altcoins, and this is why, you know, I believe that we're preparing to have a really nice weekend for altcoins. The other reason is, if you look at your Bitcoin dominance chart, which is the measure of Bitcoin strength against the rest of the cryptocurrency market, if Bitcoin dominance is going up, Bitcoin's gaining against other coins in the market, meaning, you know, either they're losing market share because Bitcoin's going up and they're not, or everything's going down and Bitcoin's going down less than everything, right? So in the case of Bitcoin both going up and altcoins both going up, right, then altcoins are going to go up faster than Bitcoin. Bitcoin dominance is going to come down. That's what you're seeing here. You see this quintessential bearish reversal pattern. And what I'm seeing, let's draw that again a little better. What I'm seeing is a breakdown of this bearish reversal pattern and a retest of the neckline. And that retest is complete for a move down. Bitcoin dominance going down means, again, either everything's dumping, Bitcoin's dumping, altcoins are dumping, but Bitcoin's dumping less because it's a bigger asset. It's not as volatile as a lot of these altcoins, or everything's pumping and altcoins are pumping more than Bitcoin. I think the latter is what you're going to see over this weekend. Okay, so that's Bitcoin dominance. Finally, we want to have a quick look at the US dollar currency index, okay? Obviously, the US dollar currency index is not trading because this is past trading hours and we only trade Monday through Fridays. But it's important to note that the US dollar currency index is actively breaking down, okay? We have it in an impulse to the downside. Basically, we're in free fall, okay? This is a really strong move down here. This is an intra-wave consolidation. This is continuation of the general move. What's that tell you? That means if the US dollar currency index is trending down, this is the liquidity that offers liquidity in crypto. That's what pumps crypto. All risk on assets, stock markets, bonds, all that stuff. So if the US dollar currency index, the value of the dollar is going down, these risk on assets, Bitcoin, cryptos are going to go up. This is great. This is like, okay, I understand why we could get a significant pump, a 500-day break of resistance in altcoins, because the US dollar currency index is priming the market for a move up. So that's basically my analysis. Prepare for some big moves in altcoins. Let's have a quick look at one or two altcoins to see if indeed we are getting something, okay? And we're starting to see some green. just starting here. Let's pull up Arweave. Okay, Arweave, let's go on the daily. Guys, if you're getting value, please like, share, and subscribe. I can't see too much on the daily right now. Let's go on the 4-hourly. Okay, you see a move starting. The stochastic RSI is completely bottomed. That looks convincing. Okay, for continuation, let's see Cortese, same thing. You're just getting started here on the bottom of a consolidation range. Let's see what Ethereum looks like. Same thing. You corrected, intra-wave correction from this move to the upside, and you're just getting started, printing some green candles on the bottom. Last but not least, let's look at Litecoin. Same deal. You have a multiple retests of this level right here, right? And you're just getting started moving up. So I think this continues up and into the weekend. Guys, that's it for me. Hope this was helpful. Hope this was useful. As always, if you got value, like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you next time.